just going over to your place and just your ground turkey meal prepped in the fridge, I was like, what?
I probably had hair rollers in my hair too because I was practicing how to do that.
Just coming from our household, we've never had ground turkey.
Yeah.
And I was like, because it was, I remember it so vividly, Olivia. It was in a Tupperware and it was like half ground turkey, half like vegetables. And I was like, what is she eating?
What is she doing?
Do you need help? Blink twice.
I did.
Welcome back to House of Maher, a Wave original presented by the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. Help yourself to anything in the fridge. The Wi-Fi password is hockey smut, all uppercase. And I am Ilona.
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Adrianna.
And that Wi-Fi password was for you.
No, it wasn't.
You
Not
freak.
Actually. No, I don't claim that Wi-Fi password.
Oh, okay.
It's
you named it.
Hockey loves stories, actually.
Right. Deep intimate.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing
Romance.
biblical.
Of course.
Coming up on today's episode of House of Maher, we have tea time. We're talking all things style, makeup on the field or pitch, and our pageant talents. We also have a sister settle it submission about respecting common areas, so stay tuned.
I'm going to start strong with the touch grass that we were recently talking about here. I think everyone needs to touch grass when it comes to the price of mocktails.
Oh, right.
No, I
What are
agree.
our thoughts on this?
Why is it 14 for a mocktail?
Right.
Respectfully?
All right.
Yeah, you're telling me the
Not
shot
right.
of vodka was only $4 adding
Yeah,
to that? Right.
What did you just pay yesterday for a mocktail?
12.
For juice?
I'm gonna be honest though, that one was incredible.
okay,
That
well,
one
so...
so outside of this conversation, that one I would spend $12 again for.
Really?
But it was so good.
For you said there was too much ice in it though. That's the other thing. They pack it with ice.
Because I'm like, I get it with like cocktails of how you're doing like 1.5 ounces in this, so of course it's not gonna be a lot of liquid.
Right.
You can do a lot of liquid with a mocktail.
Yeah.
Why are we filling it up with ice?
And I get that they are like a crafted thing. Like they're adding the rosemary essence and the this, and they're doing their big mixology thing with it. But I think Big Mocktail has gone too far.
Big mocktail.
At what point do you just order a Coca-Cola?
Yeah, and I do that
or
often.
lemonade.
If I am not drinking, I'll try to get like a kombucha or something like that.
Good for your gut.
Good for
Good
the
for my
gut.
gut, but I think then it works out because we here like the act of drinking. We like coming around, having a cocktail created. Like
The
we love
social
that
aspect of
We
it.
just love the social aspect, but it can be hard to not drink at that time. So I do like to have something in my hand that does feel like it. So I love to have a mocktail, but something needs to change.
We were just at a birthday party and you were drinking kombucha out of a wine glass.
Delicious.
So you still felt like aesthetically involved and you were part of the culture, but just having your little booch.
That's what I think for people who aren't drinking, if you're at a bar or you're out with friends, order like a, club soda in a glass or even water in a glass and just put a single lime in there. They'll think it's a vodka soda and they won't ask you questions.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to talk about this story that I think is hilarious.
What?
I think you can tell it better. I'll jump in when I need to, but
Okay.
this was really a moment where we were just like, all right, well, that's
my
crazy.
God. Yeah. No, we on the move. I'm traveling. Wasn't using my car, and so it was sat for a little while. And when I finally went to use it, the battery was dead. Right, so I call roadside assistance. The wonderful man comes to the truck to jump my battery, but he does the test on it, and he's like, "Hey, this thing is actually just like dead. Like you need a new one. This has been in here too long." I was like, "All right, fair." So I pay the $200 or whatever it is, and I get a brand new battery put into my car. I do a little bit more traveling. I come back, battery is dead again. I'm like, no freaking way. But I'm about to do some more traveling. So I'm like, I'm not going to jump it yet. I'm just going to let it sit here in my garage, my gated garage. And I'll do it when I come back. Flash forward. Here's Ilona and I coming back. So I'm like, well, we got to jump my battery. Let's get my roadside assistance back in here. Roadside assistance comes. He's going over to open up the hood. I'm explaining, I just got a brand new battery in here. Isn't that crazy? Like, I can't believe this would happen. I can't believe this battery would die so soon. And he goes, what battery? There's a hole in my engine.
Right.
Clean out. Someone got into my gated garage, opened my old ass Honda's hood somehow without unlocking the car, and took my brand new battery.
Yeah.
You were on someone's rob list.
I'm convinced it was an inside job.
Well,
inside of where? I don't know.
Did they possibly know you had a new battery in too? That's what,
Maybe.
Did you get it installed in the same garage?
Yeah. So someone might have seen. But I asked the guy, well, he said, what battery? I was like, okay, sassy. I was like, that's interesting. Are you selling any batteries today, sir? And he said, yes, I am. So then I'm like, how did they get into the hood? Like, how did they pop the hood without having the car unlocked? He goes, I'll be honest, I've never seen this before. Okay, cool. Love being the first. So $200 more. He then goes, you also have to pay this fee because it's the battery recycling fee. I'm like, but there's no battery to recycle. He was like, yeah, exactly. Like, you're not giving me a battery to recycle, so you have to pay this fee. I was like, you're joking. So I had to pay an extra fee on top of this brand new battery to be put into my car. But if that, that really grounds you. That brings you back to reality.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, so it was interesting. So it's a gated place.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, what the heck? But I started to do some snooping around.
She went full Nancy Drew.
What the frick?
Full Nancy Drew.
What the heck? And my roommate, a couple years ago, I was living in a house with a girl, and I guess she'd heard noises outside. Thankfully, she didn't go out, but within 5 minutes, these people had come, lifted up her Prius, stolen her catalytic converter, and gotten out of there. So I knew the Priuses were big. People love taking a Prius catalytic converter. So over like two spots over from Olivia is like this dusty Prius. So I'm like snooping around. I'm like checking out the dust.
She's swabbing for fingerprints.
And I noticed on the hood of this Prius, there's like 2 handprints like this, which isn't where you get the catalytic converter. You get the catalytic converter underneath as well. But I was like, I would bet money that car does not have a catalytic converter, and if they were able to get in the hood, does not have a battery in there.
Something else is gone.
Like literal handprints right on the hood of that car.
Crazy.
So then
work.
I go and park my car in the street, and Olivia's like, are you sure you don't want to move to the garage? I was like, is it even safe in there?
Things get stolen from anywhere.
Honestly,
street might be
safer out in public.
Wild.
So nothing safe is what we're saying.
That wasn't a welcome home to LA.
Nothing is safe.
Nothing is safe, but I have a new battery, but don't tell anybody.
Don't tell
seriously,
anyone.
don't tell anyone.
And also, I'm selling a battery.
Oh, and then we pull back in like the next day, and I was like, really hope that battery's still in there. The lights are fully on inside of my car. So
to the point where I feel like someone's messing with you. When I saw it, I was like, what the heck?
There's a poltergeist for sure. Like someone's trying to get me. Like the lights were fully on inside of my car, draining this brand new battery. So I was like, on the plus side, I still have a battery in that car.
You left it on just to know battery's still in there.
Those lights. On the bummer side, those lights have been on for 2 days. So brand new battery though.
This is why I'm glad I live in New York.
Right. Speaking of New York, we recorded this before the Met Gala, but we know for you all, it's just happened. So we wanted to have a big style gab sesh.
I do love the Met Gala.
Do you?
I don't know much about fashion, but I'm the number one critique, actually.
Really?
I'm like on like any social media waiting for like the drops of the celebrities and like, let me see their outfits.
Do you watch the people that review the outfits? Like on TikTok or they critique it?
Yeah, I'm not like commenting on it, but I'm reading all the comments and I'm like,
okay,
you're so right.
So have you had some favorite Met Gala themes?
Yeah. Well, themes, of course. I still think one of the best was
Looking Camp right in the eye.
God. That was a great one.
Yeah. Sorry,
but
you go.
Heavenly Bodies, the Catholicism one, the looks on that carpet were crazy. Like still some of the best in my opinion. My limited opinion.
Just dripped in gold.
God, and just the imagery and like I think people, because like a history of Catholicism and like the culture and like they do know how to make something look pretty.
Quite the aesthetic. Yeah.
Stained glass, they've got it.
Yeah.
And so I did love that theme. But
is there someone you're always anticipating on the carpet? You're excited to see?
It is, and it's Emma Chamberlain.
Oh, whatever she's wearing.
I just love her so much. Yeah. I think we all kind of have what do they call it? Like a parasocial relationship.
Yeah.
And so like that's my best friend. Got to see what she's doing on the carpet.
See what she's up to.
And that one, I can't remember which year it was, is when she was like in that like almost like 1920s-esque one with like the little bit of green liner. Amazing. Perfect. Really? No notes. I think if I ever went to the Met Gala, I don't think I live up to the expectations that I would have for myself.
Right. What do you mean?
Like I don't. Because I'm so judgmental of everyone else that I'm like, I only find like 1 out of 10 looks to be like on theme and good. Mm-hmm. I know I'd be one of the 9.
Right.
Unfortunately.
If you went to the Met Gala, are you performing? Are you falling down the stairs? Or are you making the biggest splash with your outfit?
I'm going to be so honest. Maybe I need to like be more confident. I think I'm just going to like blend in.
Oh.
I don't think you're going to hear much
would
about
try to
me.
make the biggest splash.
I think if you go, you should try.
Should try.
Yes.
But I don't.
It's a night of fashion. Like, try as
Big splash, but I feel like when I hear big splashes, I think like crazy outfits
Well,
that are
maybe
just
not.
like insane. Like,
I think you should try as hard as you can to do something big and to be on theme.
okay.
People who aren't on theme,
Boring. What's the point of going? I've never been.
all the men, most of the men,
yeah.
get me something different than a suit, please.
And then people say like, well, there's not many options for them. You can still wear whatever just because you're a man. How
Yeah.
about it?
Let's get some more prints. Let's do something.
Yeah,
similar.
right?
You can wear a
fun with
skirt.
it. No, Lon, I think you could make a splash. Like, you should do something that people talk about, right? Like, that leaves an impression. You don't want to just be like, you don't want people to forget that you were there.
I understand, but there's like so many,
Right.
and there's gonna be people who are just gonna go crazy with it. You know,
Of
who
course.
just like Rihanna with like a cape, whatever, that goes down the stairs. You know, like I don't see myself at that level to do that.
Right.
You know. But I also, because with that, I think it's also about how good I feel in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I would feel as confident in something that's a little bit out there for me.
Drawing all the attention to you?
No, I don't mind the attention on me, but if I just don't feel good enough in
Right.
it, like if it's something like just weird and boxy or this, like I don't want to wear it just because it's like people are going to take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd want to feel good in it. So
Okay.
even if that means like taking back the splash a little bit.
Okay. As long as you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is about your energy too.
Yeah,
and the way you
yeah.
embody it and present yourself.
So.
What is the theme this year?
So the theme is Superfine, tailoring black style, but the dress code is tailored to you.
It sounds like you have a little bit of freedom to like dress how you would, but bring in those inspirations in. Like, I guess when I hear tailoring, I think very well done, precise, to your
Clean.
measurements.
Yeah.
Kind of, you're rocking it right now.
Yeah, honestly.
This thing is
Gosh dang.
You love
You did that on
a
purpose.
suit like this.
I like things that are tailored.
Yeah.
I've gotten into having outfits that are made for my body, and there is something that feels so good when something's made perfectly for you.
Yeah.
Like a Dancer with the Stars, that the wardrobe department, they had a mannequin my body, and then they make things like perfectly to fit your body. And there's something about that, like something that's made for you just slips on. It makes you feel good immediately. So I'm interested to see what that'll be for some people. Like, will some people just take it off the rails then? And because there are always those people who just aren't even close to it.
Which is like, I guess it's up for interpretation, but also, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do what you gotta do. Yeah.
Who are the co-chairs? I think we have Coleman Domingo, ASAP Rocky, Lewis Hamilton.
Pharrell.
Bro, okay.
Pharrell.
And then Miss Anna Wintour.
Anna Wintour.
Anna Wintour.
Okay.
Interesting.
Very cool. That's a solid group.
Yeah. The tailoring, I guess, yeah, they call it tailoring with Dancing with the Stars. Those women were unbelievable. They didn't even measure you, right? They sort of got a feel for your body.
They just kind of felt me and then did it up.
And then did it.
Oh.
And like they
Yeah.
might make adjustments, but it was pretty spot on every time.
Yeah.
That is such a
Absolutely, like
skill.
craftswomen.
Witchcraft, actually.
Yeah, witchcraft.
It's crafts. It's
Yeah.
just really a craft to
It's a
like be able to
trade.
do that. Sewing and like measuring and all that sort of stuff. Like my friend Anna does it, but like it's you have to learn. You have to like, it's a trade, you
Yeah.
know. And sometimes people think so, don't go into trades, but some of those are so important,
So
impactful.
important.
Like for her to do a job like that not many people do. I mean, it's so many people. We need that.
We
you know,
need
you forget
that.
you need that.
Was that tweet that was like, men, please stop becoming DJs. We need plumbers. Like,
Yeah,
we need
we
people
need-
in the trades. Like, we need people to learn these things. Like, electricians, like, mechanics. We have enough DJs.
We have enough
We're
DJs.
okay for now.
Mom was always great about encouraging us. Like if we wanted to go to trade school.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, it's a great option. You can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think
Absolutely,
everyone
need
should have
tradesmen.
that. Like, especially if you don't want to say, if you're feeling pressure to do a 4-year degree, you don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
You could have such an amazing career with a trade,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like,
Being
it's
highly
already guaranteed that
specialized.
you're going to make money.
Absolutely. It's a
You're
job.
always going to need a plumber.
Always need a plumber. Always need an electrician. Always need someone to put rhinestones
Airplane
on
mechanic.
a dress. Airplane mechanic.
Who doesn't want to do that? One I do feel, I'm like, you don't go to a 4-year and then do more for airplane mechanic?
Yeah.
Just trade school? Right. Okay.
Add on.
What
to
do,
that.
I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
So speaking of like style and tailoring, I wonder like how all our styles have changed throughout the decades from, middle school to high school to whatnot. I mean, how we've had to learn and grow about like figuring out what looks good on our bodies.
Yeah. And also like, finding a personal style, having come from so many years in Catholic school where we didn't dress ourselves like we talked about.
Yeah, the uniform
And like, which was helpful in those ages. But then like growing up and having to figure out what that looked like for each of us was obviously a process for anyone. But I loved a hand-me-down.
Love a hand-me-down because then also if it fits you guys, I know it's going to fit me.
Right.
And like, I think when we were younger too, it was so hard to dress our bodies. And that might have been because there was like more limited options that everything I felt didn't fit right. Like it was always a little off in like some department that like, I think you now have like access to all these like internet sites where you can get it in tall or, you know, you can try things on a little easier and return them. And so like I've had a easier time to dress myself and things that actually fit that make me then feel better. Like it took me until maybe like 3 years ago till I found like jeans that actually fit.
Yeah.
And that was a game changer, you know, not having to go to our Oma to be like, can you tailor this?
Can you fix this?
And it was just like, she'd make like little pleats on the side and they'd still be sticking out, bless her heart.
Yeah.
But like, of course it still just didn't fit right. You know, like.
Do you have any style inspirations?
I think like whenever I get the chance to look put together, I try to use it because in my job, it's like I'm never able to, you know, I'm wearing team issued gear. I'm wearing jerseys and whatnot. I mean, we don't even do like, you know, WNBA's gotten into like doing their walks into games where they have style and get to show their personality. I think in our sport, it's not really a thing. It's very much so wear what the team issued to this meeting to there. Only recently for the Bristol Bears did we do a day where we got to dress up and walk into the stadium together, like walk in wearing our outfits. But I think style has been kind of like left out of rugby. And I think it's slowly making its way in because as we know, like style can be such a way to show your personality as well. And rugby at times, especially in men's rugby and women's as well, it's like, you're a team, so you all should be connected and wearing the same stuff and no one should be higher than the other. We're working together. But the team is full of individuals who want to show off themselves. And like at the end of the day, we also all have a brands we're trying to put out there.
Yeah.
And trying to get people to notice. So I think like those little moments where I can show myself off wearing, you know, what I want to is really it's important for me. I mean, one thing I do is like I wear lipstick when I play, which you all know, because I've always just found like, especially being put in that box of a rugby player, it's like, you know, you have to be big and masculine and they just go on there and play. But I never liked that. I was told to be this certain way when I played a sport. And so I think I started wearing lipstick. I would always wear makeup, but I think I started wearing lipstick like 2021.
Okay.
And I started out with a little bit of less bold lip. And then I got a little bit bolder with my lip. And now I just love wearing it because I think it's like you get to take that little bit of beauty into the game that it's sometimes missing or that you sometimes thought of like it shouldn't be there. And so it's kind of become my signature style, which is so funny. Wherever I go, people are like, okay, do you want to wear the bold lip?
Yeah.
But I actually don't usually wear a fully bold lip.
Yeah.
I love to wear lipstick, but I never don't usually wear a bright red, but it's become, everyone thinks of it as my style. So whenever I'm like on a shoot, they're like, okay, I have this color red for you and this color. I'm like, okay. I love it.
How about a berry?
A berry, yeah. So it is interesting how maybe you do something a certain amount of times becomes your style. Like it becomes the thing you're known for. So the lipstick has become a thing I'm known for, which has also really been a great move for me. I mean, it's been like not only become a signature, but like brands want to work with me because of it. And you know, you're known as the girl with the lipstick. It sets you apart from people. You're wearing lipstick out in the field. One thing I have loved is seeing more women's rugby players putting on makeup to wear rugby and like not being ashamed about it. Like I see girls just putting on a full face before they go play because I think it's us kind of like taking back our own narrative and saying like an F you to those who think that we have to leave our beauty, our femininity at the door when we go play this tough sport. It's like I know the best rugby players in the world who have a full beat on, yet are still an amazing rugby player. So I am loving that. I think rugby should get more into that style now of showing outfits off and of getting to wear that because again, it's a little thing that just can tell you about somebody.
And to get to know them through that, to be able to really show yourself. And then other people get to love you more for it or get to hold on to you like, oh, that's that girl that wore that crazy thing that I saw or whatever. And
She
that
had
was
the
so
little
cool.
bows in her hair.
Yeah. Something to grab onto. My favorite like trend, or not even trend, but style thing is during the Olympics is when everyone reports on all the nails of the female
That's cute.
Olympian and athletes, and people were reporting on your nails. Like you and your teammates went and got your little stars and stripes. And there was an article about how to get Ilona Maher's exact like manicure.
What?
No, and it was like right pinky, a white star with a blue background, and it was like, and then it was like left ring finger. I was like, what?
What?
Yeah.
And what's so funny is I had to take those off before I play because you know me and nails.
Oh yeah.
But I just like I'm a picker, but I got my nails done because it's a way you can personalize yourself and send, you know, some people will wear eye makeup and glitter and whatnot. I think that we want to set ourselves apart, you know.
Yeah.
It's becoming more so is like you have to also take care of yourself and put yourself out there in a certain way.
Literally look good, feel good,
Look
play
good, feel
good.
yeah.
That rhetoric. And I just, for the Olympics, I love how far we can go with stars and stripes. Like the amount of cool designs and how they're still coming up with new fun things is just
Every year.
I love seeing all the slideshows of those at the Olympics.
Ever feel like your phone should just do what you need without making you tap through multiple apps? Same. That's why my Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is my ultimate teammate. It's always ready to step in. S25 Ultra is so evolved, it can handle a bunch of tasks across different apps with just one ask. Galaxy AI is your shortcut to getting your to-do list to done. Let's just say I enjoy a night out with Olivia and Adrianna, but I don't have time to plan. Just ask Galaxy S25 Ultra to invite them both to that hip new cocktail bar tonight. Your phone will find the info and text it to them. Done. No scrolling, no copy pasting, no extra steps.
And the best part, it all happens across multiple apps. No more flipping between windows, getting distracted, or forgetting what I was doing. S25 Ultra just handles it.
Need to send a quick summary of an email but don't have time to read the whole thing? Galaxy AI can do that too. It even helps with messaging. I can tell it, summarize this conversation and draft a professional reply. Suddenly, I'm a productivity master.
But here's where it really earns its spot on the team. It keeps learning what I need. Less tapping, less switching, more winning. S25 Ultra has my back on and off the field.
Disclaimers: Galaxy AI features by Samsung are free through 2025 and require Samsung account login. Compatible with select apps. Requires Google Gemini account. Results may vary based on input. Check responses for accuracy.
Can I ask a little silly question?
Yeah, you can ask a silly question.
For the women who are wearing the full faces of makeup for rugby, obviously it's such a high contact sport. Do you ever leave with makeup on your kit?
Interesting.
Girls will, first off, it's kind of like a tried and tested, a trial and error thing, you know? Like we have to figure it out what we got to wear. I remember in college, there was this teammate playing this girl who would wear a full face of makeup, and I was like, why is she wearing makeup? I was like, what's she doing? And I realized, oh, she just feels good in makeup.
Yeah.
She wants to wear makeup when she plays as well. But that did mean that the neck of her like white jersey was all covered in concealer and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I think we've had to go through that trials of figuring it out, like the certain mascara to wear, the certain foundation to wear. I mean, one of my teammates from Bristol Bears, Holly Aitchison, does videos on like what she wears to keep it on.
Oh, cool.
So it's definitely like you have to learn, and sometimes I got like lipstick on my mouth guard. I had to learn that way, you know? It's like a learning process, like, as style is, right? It's as it is with clothes, you start to realize, oh, this doesn't work for me. It's the same with makeup on the field.
Yeah.
But also great products are coming out too that are now built for, you know, active lifestyles. Because it's not just rugby, but people going to the gym also want to look cool and are putting on makeup to go to the gym. So I think it's wherever we're realizing that beauty, femininity can be brought into those spaces that traditionally they weren't really accepted in.
And if it motivates you, get into the gym, you want to look cute, you got a cute set on, and motivates you to get there.
I love a cute set.
Yeah, we love a little athleisure, something that gets you excited to do it, get after it.
Do you ever match the lip with the athleisure?
Oh,
I've never done that.
You can use that.
Thank you so much.
You have that one.
Thank you so much.
I love when things were kind of starting to kick off again and you were getting so recognized for your lipstick. Any kind of branded shoot that you had from there, they would gift you more lipstick, and you're like, this really worked out. I was really sick that I said I like lipstick.
So
now I got so much cool lipstick.
Yeah,
like,
that was great.
People started taking notice.
Yeah. All been employed to get
Gotcha. You've given her lipstick.
You got so much lipstick that you gave it to mom to give to the nurses at the hospital.
I do. One time I got a ton of lipstick from a brand, and I love it all, but I gave it to my mom. I was like, Mom, give this to the nurse at the hospital. The nurses were so excited.
They went crazy.
Like, they were just picking through and getting to pick all their colors, and like, I love stuff like that because I do get a good amount of free stuff, and the joy that I giving it to other people as well. Like I now have said like no to a lot of free stuff, but when I do, I'm like, if my teammates want it, they get so excited. It's like me almost getting to pass down this joy that I'm getting from all these companies. So just know the lipstick is being loved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well loved.
Talk about styling. How have we been styling ourselves for this pod?
I mean, Adrianna and I love a little bit of a clothing rental.
Yes,
There's something so fun about it, like just getting new things, and you have such a new like zest for getting dressed and doing things. Or going on like a trip. I just love having fun things, even if they're quite basic. It's new to me, so it feels like super fun and elevated. So we've been doing that. We were kind of going for very cozy, kind of homey Vermont vibes, but now we're very much so branching off into, I think, personal style. Like you mentioned, like you love jeans and a top.
Put some heels with it.
Get a heel on it.
God, you're
Elevated.
dressed up.
Ilona, power suit moment right now.
Boom.
This is probably the best it's gonna get.
Right.
I imagine it's only downhill from there.
Downhill
I
from
wore
here,
a dress recently. I can't keep this up.
I was wondering at what point are we getting into like oversized sweatshirts
Yeah,
and like
it's
curling
it's
up on
soon.
these
We're doing
couches.
graphic
It's coming in
tees.
soon.
It's coming soon,
for
yeah.
sure.
I can't pick out another pair of shoes
For sure.
to show.
But I think it is like we are expressing our style. These are moments where we get to express our style as well.
Yeah.
So it has been nice.
Yeah.
But
To be dressed up, to get put
yeah.
together and be together instead of just our, athleisure. Nothing wrong with that.
I think I'm still really finding my style. I think you've nailed it. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're not done. It's still ever growing.
Right.
But I love my basics.
Mm-hmm.
It's something though, like that dress I wore like episode before. Love that. But that's something I would have never picked out beforehand.
Oh,
And that was a
really?
clothing rental. And it's just like, I love my clothing rentals because I'm trying so many things that like I would have never spent $250 on a
Yeah.
dress.
Yeah.
Like that's never
Right.
crossed my mind. It actually took me so long to pull the trigger on getting a clothing rental. Like I remember I was like looking through their site. I had favorited stuff, didn't do anything for 6 months.
Oh, really?
And then I came back to it and I was like, no, like I really wanted this one dress for actually a different birthday.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's,
Oh,
You
that
know,
was a good dress.
that was a good
I just
dress.
remember you looked amazing
thank you
in
so
that.
much.
Wow.
But I was like, I think that 6 items, it's going to be worth it. Like I'll try it once. And if I don't think it's, does
Right.
anything
That's
for
that.
me, that's that. It's
Yeah.
$100. And like, that's, okay, if you get 6 items and then the price per wear, and if I wear each twice, it's fine to spend like the $100.
The numbers have been crunched.
The numbers have been crunched.
Right.
And like, almost a year later, I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
And I've only bought one thing off of
Yeah.
it. But like, I love it. And I've done things I would have never done before.
I think it's of clothing, it's to makeup and hair. We've been doing our own hair and makeup now, and I feel a lot better. Like I feel like myself. Like I feel I've got one gear when it comes to my hair, and it's this. Like I might throw a curl in it if Ilona's dancing on national television, but like that's about it. But I feel prettiest like this, and that's just how I don't know, I just feel good and I feel myself. So we've been able to kind of branch out into that as well. I have some experience doing my own hair and makeup, as you two famously know. I competed in a pageant on a whim, sort of, back in college. And I got to learn a lot about, I guess, not even really personal style, but just like style of that world, pageantry and, hair and makeup and doing it well and doing it right. And it's talk about a skill, talk about a trade, like doing your own hair and makeup to a level like that was something very cool to experience. But I did the Miss Vermont pageant and I got first runner up and Miss Photogenic. And then I never did another pageant ever again. But I just wanted to experience it and just be able to say that I did it. One day when I had a show with my sisters, I wanted to be able to sit here and say,
That's smart.
yeah, I did a pageant.
Yeah, she's an Olympic medal. Miss runner-up.
Yeah.
Miss first
right,
runner-up.
Right. Before girl dinner, it was the daughter that did the pageant, right?
Right.
But it was a really cool experience because I just threw myself into it. The kind of, I guess is the word impetus for it, where it came from was I went to a AAA baseball game with my dad, and the person throwing the first pitch was Miss Vermont, whatever. Don't know who you were. Sorry if this was you at the time. It was a bad throw. It was a bad throw. And I remember I was like eating a hot dog and just having a day with my dad. And I was like, I could do that. And he was like, yeah, you'd be great at it. I think he meant the actual throw, not like pageantry, but my brain ran with that. And I was like, yeah, I would be good at that. And I locked in for several months. All I consumed was pageantry media, podcast learning, YouTube. Like, I watched Miss Congeniality. Don't know how much that helped, but I got the dress and the shoes and the butt glue to keep your swimsuit down. I learned which swimsuits were the best to be on stage, how to do my hair. I had help from lots of people like I would like reach out to. I learned how to walk and how to pose. I threw myself into it for months. It was all I thought about. I like lived and breathed it. And I came out as first runner-up. I also love that they call it first runner-up and not second place. Sounds better, right?
Yeah.
But it was cool to experience. What was that, my journey with that like for you guys, watching that happen?
Well, I was there because we were both at college at the same time. I was freshman year, senior. And I remember just going over to your place and just your ground turkey meal prepped in the fridge. I was like, what?
I probably had hair rollers in my hair too because I was practicing how to do that.
Just coming from our household, we've never had ground turkey.
Yeah.
And I was like, because it was, I remember it so vividly, Olivia. I was in a Tupperware and it was like half ground turkey, half like vegetables. And I was like, what is she eating?
What is she doing?
Do you need help? Blink twice.
I did.
But like I went to the, what was it? The pageant day too.
You went to the pageant?
Yeah, I was there. I was in the audience. And I do, like, it was so fun and just like interesting to see you up there. But I remember like when it was like down to you and the one who won, I don't remember her name. We were all kind of there and we're like, I don't know if we want her to win because like, it's such a time commitment afterwards.
Yeah, right.
Like you're gonna have to go on to like the US competition.
Yeah.
And then if like what's that gonna be like? And
when
you're
I
a senior
win
in
Miss
college.
USA, right? I gotta go to Miss Universe, of course. That is
and so we were all
commitment.
kind of there, like we're like, is it bad that we kind of hope she doesn't win?
Thanks, guys. Plotting on my downfall.
You talked about that too.
I do. I fully admit now. I'm like, I think it's kind of, everything happens the way it's supposed to. It's good that it didn't because I got to then graduate school, move to New York City, and launch my life the way that I did. Instead of being kind of trapped in the state of Vermont doing visits or whatever Miss Vermont has to do from there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she has to like be locked in for a year. But like I guess if anything had happened to her, I would have had to step up into that role. So
did you have to do a talent?
No, this was not the one. This was the Miss USA, whereas Miss America is where you do the talent. But I always say, everyone asks me that, and instead my talent was walking in a bikini because that took a lot of strength. What?
If you had to do one, do you know what talent you would choose?
I think you could do like a big charcuterie board. Like you just give her a bunch of stuff.
She's like over like.
And then there's a camera mounted above, and you're like,
I'm like folding salami, hyper speed.
That's a good one. Yeah, I think that should be it. Charcuterie or grazing board.
Timed grazing board.
Timed grazing
creation.
Creation.
It's like those cup things, cup stackers.
Yeah.
Well, that's me stacking brie.
I love that.
Wow.
If you had a talent, what would you do?
Get an Excel sheet.
I was about to say get freaky in the sheets, Excel sheets.
You're watching me sort data. really quickly.
Yeah.
I'm color coding it. There's different tabs.
You're using shortcuts on the keyboard, right? I like that one. What else could you do?
What else could I do? Not to take Ilona's thing, but yeah, I took 2 dance classes in college. Yeah, the first one was mandatory for gen ed. The second one was for fun.
You did that for your own.
I said, let me spend $2,000 on this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's nothing else to do with that school.
No,
I had to.
You're right.
And so like I could pull out that routine.
Yeah.
You still remember it?
I think I could get into it. Okay. Like I have got the video on my phone.
Would you teach it to Ilona?
No, because actually I had to choreograph it.
Okay,
so
right.
It's not good.
Right. Ilona, what's your talent, babe? You can't say rugby or putting on lipstick.
Putting on lipstick. I wouldn't say we're a talented like bunch, like in terms of like bunch. Like it's something
right, a niche thing.
It's like one thing that we're good at.
Mm-hmm. I really do consider us to be like jacks of all trades, like masters of none. Except for Ilona, she's quite the master.
Yeah,
what she does in a few things
of rugby.
Social media,
people up there,
stiff arming.
I don't really know. Yeah, I guess I could maybe tackle. People would love to. It's like the Miss Congeniality where she fights them on stage. I'll just tackle some guys on stage.
That'd be kind of good, actually. Yeah, how to tackle a bag and get up quickly again.
I think I did hear though that at your pageant for the big didn't Dad and your boyfriend come and watch?
Oh yeah. Everyone came out to support. Big ups to them.
That was your rugby. That was your Olympics.
That was my Olympics for real. No, that was fine. That was fine. I mean, I had another friend come out to support. It was quite nice actually. We get to go to we went to Stowe, Vermont, so obviously gorgeous. But that was wild because it was this journey that I'd been so like tunnel vision on for so long, and now other people were seeing it in person. I was like, get out of here. This is my thing. What are you guys doing here? I'm on a stage. What's happening?
What was it like when it was just done and you weren't doing another pageant? Like you were kind of free.
I felt crazy.
Yeah.
Because I'd been so hyper focused on something for so long that all of a sudden it was over, and it had a great like ending, you know what I mean? That I was kind of like, okay, what now? Because I'd been in that zone of it. But it was fine. But also we were sports people. We never really, we didn't do theater. We didn't do anything stage or show wise like that. So it was my first sort of venture into that. So I basically paved the way for Ilona's Dancing with the Stars.
Right. But we also didn't do any sports where it was like you have to do your hair for it. It's like no gymnastics or figure skating or anything like that. It was none in that way where they had to be like prep for it, I guess.
I did a little theater.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was Paris in Romeo and Juliet.
Who is Paris?
When did you do theater?
Well, the thing is we had to do basketball in our household, so that kind of was a short-lived.
But would you have wanted to really go all in as a theater kid?
Yeah.
Wow.
Alas.
Really?
Couldn't do both. That was a huge thing with Dad. I was like, I want to do theater, but he was like, no. And so actually,
it's funny because that man loves the theater.
Yeah, he loves the
Dad,
theater.
meant for the stage.
This is my dream, Dad, not yours.
But that's actually 6th grade. I was able to do the Sound of Music production.
Wow.
Second.
Oh, I had to go to that. I just had a visceral memory of that.
Oh, and I'm sorry. Every weekend basketball game I had to go to of yours.
Ooh-hoo, how exciting.
You had to sit and watch.
Sounds awesome. We were great at basketball.
No, because I was able to do a CYO, Catholic Youth Organization basketball on the weekends. So that's when Dad and I shook hands. And then the year after, he was like, "You were dealing."
You were Dad's number one off.
He was my number one off.
A lot of our childhood.
Let me do theater.
She was like, Dad, let me go find out if those hills are alive with music, and I'll go dribble a ball if you want.
They need me as the second most important nun.
The other hands steepled, like, here's what I'll give you.
I propose.
Wednesday night CYO basketball. If you let me.
Mediocre production.
Hey, I think it was a pretty good production.
It's 3 hours long. So I'll also go to Sunday school for confirmation.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, she always added that into the mix, huh? You got some stuff out of that for what did you make him do? Because he made you do catechism.
Yeah.
What did you get out of that? You definitely swindled you, right? I remember.
What did you do?
I got a milkshake from Cumbies.
Cumberland Farms.
You gotta say the whole name.
Cumbies is tough. Cumberland Farms is like a milk brand, but also like a
gas station.
Yeah.
Convenience
And like,
store
what's
in
the
Vermont.
like the free real ones?
Oh, you open these frozen things, put it in this machine, and
you choose if you want it thick,
and so
regular.
The deal was if I didn't complain about CCD Sunday school, I'd get a milkshake after. Catechism is the Sunday school, the lessons that you have to do in order to get confirmed, which is a step in Catholicism. So it's baptism, first reconciliation, first communion. Then I think it's confirmation, and then it's like you get married.
11 years of Catholic school did us
Confirmation
great,
means you can get married in the Catholic Church.
Okay.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So
that was our dad's big thing. He was like, just do it and I'll leave you alone.
Right.
Get it done, get it under your belt, I'll leave you alone. We're like, oh, except my biggest issue with that Sunday school is that it cut into the Amazing Race on Sundays. And I was pissed. And I was mostly pissed because I was like, fine, I'll go to it, but I gotta get to Amazing Race because I love that show. And then our lovely family friends and father would drive us home. The slowest, safest driver you've ever met. Oh my God. I was late for Amazing Race for several Sundays in a row, and it was not okay with me.
I'm glad I did it for Dad. That's something that was important to him. I really wanted that other middle name, and I got that because with confirmation, you get like a saint name. You pick a saint.
Name. So that would tally us up to 3 middle names each. So
sometimes I introduce myself with it.
Right?
Wow.
It's fun.
So it was worth it in the end.
Yeah, for the milkshakes and the extra name.
That's what she got out of it.
Good on you.
My confirmation name Oh, this is my Russian face.
You're what? You're what?
I call it my Russian face, but I was really just watching Nikita, which was like the spy show.
Okay,
great show.
It was a
Adrianna
really
and I
good
love
show.
that show.
I never watched that one.
And one of the characters, her name was like Alexandra, and so that's what I picked.
Alexandra.
Yeah.
But you had to learn all about the saint who had that
And
name.
actually, it worked out really well. That's a great saint. She was fighting for people's like religious rights to like have different religions.
Wow.
And I was like,
Well,
yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Saint Alexandra of Rome.
Good on you.
What about you?
Wow. Maria.
That was going to be mine, actually, and then you took it.
Sorry. Put a lot of thought into it, you can tell. Ilona.
Adrian
Whoa.
Wow.
for our Opa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the Adriana's name sake.
No,
Did you get it?
for my Opa. Between training, traveling, and recording the show, the Mahers are always on the go. That's why we need a phone that can keep up. And my Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, it doesn't just keep up, it's ahead of me. I'm typically up and out the door quickly in the morning. I have a lot to do, and I like to document it every day. So I rely on Now Brief with Galaxy AI to sum up whatever I need wherever I am.
When I'm taking a selfie in front of a brand new coffee shop while I'm out and about, I don't want to spend a lot of time finessing the shot. I want a photo that pops. The portrait selfie feature adjusts skin tones and preserves natural textures, giving every shot a polished, professional look. Let's say I'm out in the town with my friends on the weekend. The camera on S25 Ultra makes sure my pictures are detailed, even if they're taken at night. We're talking 200 megapixel camera for crazy clear shots and 50 megapixel ultra wide lens for stunning detail. And with audio eraser, I can easily remove unwanted background noise from my videos so they sound just as good as they look.
Our phones work as hard as we do, sometimes even harder, so we don't have to. Basically, our lives move fast and our S25 Ultra moves right with us. Displays daily select information from select apps. Some apps may require internet connection and/or consent to access data. Personal data intelligence must be enabled. Audio eraser is compatible with common video formats accessible in Gallery. Helps minimize 6 select sounds. Results vary. Galaxy AI features by Samsung are free through 2025 and require Samsung account login. We've been sisters for a while now, and we'd like to think we're pretty good at it. So if you need advice, send us a DM or voice note at House of Mar for a chance to be featured on the show. Now, this is a listener submission from Anna T, and she says, to put it simply, my sister has no respect for our common areas, i.e. our bedroom or bathroom. I've spoken to her on so many occasions about this issue, but she never listens to me or my parents. I'm losing my mind over this and do not know how to resolve this issue. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. She also never does me any favors.
Damn.
With a U. Sounds British.
Low, immediate thoughts, straight off the dome.
It's not a solid thought.
Okay.
Hit us though.
Is it possible your sister's just not a good person?
Oh, yeah. How old is said sister, too? It seems
I
like...
don't want to say that, but like, that's really tough.
Yeah.
If you've spoken to her on many occasions,
And your
but
parents.
she isn't listening to you or your parents, that's really tough. But again, I don't know what she's going through. That's hard for you. I'm sorry, Anna.
But great for you for advocating for yourself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
continue to do that.
Mm-hmm.
She says she never does me any favors. Is that possible that you just have very different love languages?
Ooh.
You maybe are more acts of service. You want that, but
Yeah.
your sister is
Right.
time maybe or something, or words of affirmation or something like that. I mean, I think that could be interesting to get to know like her on that level.
Yeah. Like to her, maybe it's acts of service. So like she keeps things clean because that's how she feels love, but her sister doesn't do that back for her. Whereas
Yeah.
her sister likes, quality time. So she's playing music and she's like, come hang out. But she doesn't like the loud music. So they're not seeing each other eye to eye.
I've had friends who've like, it's a roommate situation for them of like they've expressed so many times, but just levels of cleanliness is so
Yeah.
different of like, for them, they think it's so normal.
Yeah.
Of they're like, yeah, I like wipe a little bit, but I'm not deep cleaning. But for the other person,
Interesting.
it's like it's deep clean or nothing.
Right.
And so I think that should also be taken into consideration.
Yeah.
And so I would like to know like what the sister has said back when Anna brings this up.
Interesting.
You
Yeah.
know, like
Did she
is she
say,
being
I'll
like,
do it?
Yeah.
Or did she
And
not?
then just disregarding.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's a tricky situation.
That is tricky. But like sharing space is not easy. It's not
No.
I
easy
mean,
in
it sounds like
any,
you share a bedroom.
in any.
Yeah.
Oh, share a bedroom.
Heavy.
Yep. We only did that for a little bit. We had bunk beds way back in the day.
It
was a party. Party.
She had the Backstreet. We had each of our members of the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, little posters up. Either I'd be throwing a temper tantrum or she would. It was great.
We loved it. So
Adrianna had her own bedroom because she was like a newborn or whatever.
What the frick? Sorry, guys.
VIP over there.
right. Yeah, and that's really tough. I don't know what to say. Thankfully, like, I think continue to communicate, though.
Yeah.
Hope maybe you'll make a breakthrough at some time.
Especially as you guys get older and you keep growing and you learn more about yourselves and your relationships to others and how what you do affects other people. Maybe she will start to kind of come around.
Dang.
Maybe don't show her this. Then she's going to know you tattled.
For sure. She's probably not that bad a person. She just isn't listening.
We all approach things differently. So it is, but it is tough to be patient all the time.
I feel like I'm a therapist on this couch talking about this.
I feel like an action that Anna could take, though, is in a way, it's not fun action, but you almost have to take care of it yourself. There's times when I think if you want the room a certain way, maybe you have to tidy it up a certain way for you. If your sister's not gonna, like, for your own mental clarity and happiness.
Right. But that's tough. Knowing that it's not your mess.
Yeah, but the sister's not going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So then either you live in a room that doesn't make you feel good, probably mentally, or you take control, which is making your sister kind of like your enabler.
Yeah.
But also, is it for your own personal well-being?
Right.
I hear you. I kind of went to, this might be the younger sister in me, take all of their mess and like put it in a pile, put it under their bed to be like, I told you to clean it up, so I don't want to see it.
On their bed.
Yeah. Tuck it in. Put it under the covers. And I think like that's making it known. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but
that's
like
such a sister thing to do.
Yeah. If like
passive-aggressive.
If I was sharing a room with one of you guys and you guys had your mess everywhere and I got fed up, I could easily see myself like grabbing your towel that's on the floor, like grabbing all your makeup and just shoving it somewhere out of the way.
Respectfully, but shoving it out of the way.
Maybe not so respectfully, but
right. I think, Olivia, you clean up to make your spaces better for your own mind. If we're in there,
true.
You make sure that it's
true. Because I'll delegate though, and you guys do listen. Like if I'm saying like I'm losing my mind, this needs to be cleaned up. Adrianna's good at getting into action about that. Thank you.
And I also know when to get out of your way.
Yeah.
You put on those headphones, and I'm like,
sit in the corner.
I'm not going to get up from this couch, actually.
I love when she gets her headphones on because that means she's going to start work. She's going to get to work. And I can just sit there. She starts folding and cleaning. She'll make a pasta.
Like
she's in her mind palace, so I don't even interrupt her. I'm like, yay!
I'm figuring out the secrets of life.
Yeah.
Just got to lock in. Noise canceling headphones.
Love.
Try that. Noise canceling headphones and cleaning up her mess. No.
And that's it for Sister Settle It.
Thanks so much for coming over to House of Mar, a Wave original presented by the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra.
Mother's Day is Sunday. Don't be a slouch. Get your mom something nice or do something nice for her. If you have siblings, check in with them. Organize maybe. Don't always leave it to the eldest.
Yeah.
Or do.
Or Olivia, what are we doing actually?
Fine, guys, I'm on it. Be sure to watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts. Plus, follow the show on social media at House of Mar for clips and behind-the-scenes content. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for coming over.